Hey everyone, happy Sunday. It is Sunday prep day. Look what I did, y'all. So it's been really hot and muggy here, and my hair was really kind of getting long and straggly and just really heavy. And I just have been meaning to go and get it done, and I haven't had a chance to get done. So I got up this morning and I went to get in the shower, and I was just kind of standing there looking at my hair in the mirror. So I opened the drawer, I grabbed a pair of scissors, and I just started chopping away. And this is what I end up with. It's not too bad for just kind of chopping it myself. I think the back has some spots that need to be straightened out. So I told my husband that he's going to have to pretend that he knows how to do hair later, because he's gonna have to fix it for me because I cannot see the back. It's Sunday prep day. It's not a day about my hair. So today's not gonna be too bad because my breakfasts and lunches are gonna be super easy again, and my dinners, I don't have many dinners to prep this week. I'm only gonna have to do, I think, 2, because one of them we're doing breakfast one night, and the other one we are doing BLTs, so there's really no prep with that. And then Friday night is normally our fish fry night. I was gonna go ahead and prep that, but we've been kind of talking that we don't know if we want the normal fish fry this Friday night. We might just do something with salmon. So I'm not gonna prep Friday night. I'm gonna just kind of wait until later in the week. I only have 2 dinners that I'm gonna be prepping, plus my lunches and my breakfast, and then our snacks. So that's all we're going to have. So again, if you have already subscribed to my channel, I want to thank you again for your continued support. It does mean a lot to me. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you will hit that subscribe button and make sure to click the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of the videos that I upload. And welcome, my name is Christy, and I am Planning Us Healthy. Alright guys, so I actually have changed a couple things on my prep this week, or on my meal plan. So I'm going to be making changes. As I've mentioned before, a lot of times I do my meal plan, and then I kind of change things up. So that's what I'm actually going to be doing this week. And not a lot. It's just like, for instance, tomorrow night I'm making Cajun fish cakes, and I was going to make them with broccoli and an Olive Garden style salad. But since we're going to be having the chicken stir fry or chicken fajita bowls, I'm going to put broccoli in those. So I don't want to have broccoli tomorrow night. So I'm just going to do Brussels sprouts, and they're actually just microwave Brussels sprouts, so I won't have to prep those. And then a couple other things. The overnight oats, instead of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm just going to make 2 of those. And then I'm going to do my Fiber One cereal the other mornings. So just a couple things in how I've changed, like how much I'm making of everything. And if you're new to my channel, I prep my meals for 2 of us, for my husband and I. So when I do my preps, I do breakfast, lunch, and dinners for 2. For my dinners, I basically just put everything in a bag. I weigh it, measure it, throw it in the bag. I don't wash everything, I don't chop everything. I just simply grab the vegetables or whatever, throw them in the bag, put the meat in a bag and put that in there so that everything's all together. I mark the bags, I put what's in it, how many smart points are in it, and then that's that for the dinners. And then my breakfast and lunch, I actually prepare and have those ready to go. So I think this week I am going to start with my lunch because I want to go ahead and get the broccoli cooking for the lunch bowls. So I'm just going to start by cutting the broccoli, and I'm going to see how much I can get done before my grandson comes, because he's supposed to be coming for a visit today. So I'm probably going to have to do what I can, and then I will just have to take a break to visit with him. And then I will come back. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this broccoli up and get it cooking. Last week I did it in my electric steamer, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just roast it in the oven this time. Alright, so I've got the broccoli all cut up, and I have washed it off, and I'm just kind of drying some of it off just to get some of the moisture off of there. I have my baking pan covered with aluminum foil, and I'm just going to spray it with olive oil spray. And then I'm just going to spray the top of the broccoli as well. So I am going to just put my broccoli on the pan. And I'm going to cook this with minced garlic. I'm going to add some minced garlic to it. And I'm just going to use the kind in the jar. But I'm going to wait until probably about the last 5 minutes to add that, because that gets a really bad burnt taste if you cook it too long. And if you're new and you see this mess that I have, this is just how I prep. I am best in chaos, basically. I just have everything that I can out and ready. I'm not going to use all that, but at least it's there. I have my paper towels, my scale. So I just try and have everything at hand. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the tops of the broccoli. I have my oven preheating to 450 degrees. I like my broccoli really roasted. Usually I roast it for a good, probably about 30 minutes, because that's how I like it. But today I'm gonna probably just do it for 20. Then that way I can, it won't overcook when I reheat it in the microwave. So now I'm gonna just add some pepper and some salt. And then that's it. And then I'll just add the minced garlic, like I said, maybe during the last 5 minutes. So I'll get that in the oven and get that roasted. I was going to add some peppers, but because I had already prepped the chicken fajita in a previous meal prep, I'm not going to add any more. Basically, this was a freezer meal that I did a couple weeks ago. I made chicken fajitas for dinner one night, and I just doubled it so that I could freeze some of it. So this is the chicken and all the fajita mix that's already in it, and that's what I'm going to split into 4 to use for our lunch bowls. Move on to our dinners while that's cooking. I'm going to do breakfast last, because the last thing I'm going to do is the overnight oats. If you've already seen that, then you'll know at the end that's probably going to be the last thing I do, so you can kind of feel free to fast forward. So I'm going to go ahead and prep the air fryer bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. I'm going to be doing this with I'm just going to roast some red potatoes and green beans, and I think I'm going to add some carrots in there because I have some carrots that I want to use up. So this does not have a recipe. I've never made this before, so I'm going to be kind of doing my own thing. So I'm just going to be throwing the ingredients together on this one. So for this one, I'm going to want my green beans. And you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm at least going to cut the ends off of the green beans. That way I don't have as much of a prep the night that I cook these. Because this is time consuming. The whole point of doing this is to try to save on time during the week. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to just get my bag ready and get it hooked on these little clips and have my garbage ready for the ends. And so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut those and throw them in the bag. I'm not washing them right now. I'll be washing them the night that we have them. So I'm just going to go through, cut the ends off, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I've got my green bean ends all cut, and I was only going to cook half that bag since I'm going to be mixing it with carrots, but I realized that I actually have a double portion of the pork tenderloin in my freezer, so I'm going to just do a double batch, and that way we can either have it for dinner two nights, it's either going to last us 2 nights, or we'll have some company over for dinner that night. So sometimes if my son's not working, then we'll have him and his wife come over or something. So I'm just going to go ahead and add everything. And then the good thing is we're just having potatoes with it. So even though I'm only weighing out enough potatoes for my husband and I can always add some. Whenever we do potatoes, I always do between 3/4 and 1 pound of potatoes for both of us. We split that amount. So now I have the all the vegetables in there and the potatoes. So I actually had two 10-ounce portions of pork tenderloin in my freezer that I had put aside from previous weeks that I had. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those in the bag. I am going to just put some bacon in the bag. I'm just going to be wrapping bacon around the pork tenderloin. And I'm thinking I'm probably just going to be using one piece per 5-ounce portion. We will each have a 5-ounce portion. So I'm just going to take out 4 pieces of bacon. And then I will be cooking the rest up for our BLTs. So I'm just going to put the 4 slices into a little snack bag. And those will go in this bag. And then this bag is going to be all done. So that is how I prep a dinner for those of you who are new to my channel. Some things I go ahead and do, you'll see for the fish cakes, I'm actually going to go ahead and put the remoulade together. It has like a remoulade, I can never say that word, remoulade sauce that I'll go ahead and make that. And that'll be, I'll put that together for it. So that is our air fryer bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the bacon in a bag because I'm going to be making that for BLTs. I've been craving a BLT so much lately. So the next thing I'm going to do is get the Cajun fish cakes together. And again, I'm just going to be doing Olive Garden style salad with that. And what I mean by that is it's just a basic tossed salad with Olive Garden light dressing that I'm going to be using. So I'm not going to prep the salad in it. Sometimes I go ahead and put the salad stuff in there, but I'm not going to for this time. And then the Brussels sprouts, I'm just going to, those are just microwave Brussels sprouts. So all I'm going to be putting in here is the stuff for the actual fish cakes. So this actually was a recipe that I got from homechef.com. I actually subscribed to them at one point. They're one of my favorite ones. All right, so for the Cajun fish cakes, this is a recipe I don't have memorized, so I'm going to be looking down at my recipe. So the to season the fish cakes, it's going to be 1 teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. You could still make the fish cakes without the Cajun, but we like spice, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then some salt and pepper. And then that's just going to be for the topping. So again, you don't have to go this far. I mean, I really could have waited and just done this the night that I cook it. But I'm going to go ahead and do it now. And then I'm going to go ahead and make my remoulade sauce. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, and it's going to be split. I'm going to be using half of it for the remoulade and then half of it to mix with the fish cakes. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure all that out, and I will just separate it into 2 different containers. I usually try to weigh everything out rather than rely on measuring cups because weighing it is usually more accurate. But because I'm in a hurry today because I want to see my grandson and spend some nice quality time with him, I'm just going ahead and doing it this way. So then I'm just going to put half of that into a little container. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the other half into another container. So I'm going to have 2 containers here. One is going to be for the remoulade, and which is basically the sauce. And the other is going to be used to make the actual fish cakes. So I'm going to be combining it with the fish cakes. Now, for this particular recipe, it calls for tilapia, which is what I am using. But I know there is a lot of controversy on whether tilapia is good for you or not. So I live in Florida. We actually have blue tilapia in the lakes that a lot of people fish for. So I can get it. The way I buy it, I think it's sustainable, so I think it's okay. But I know a lot of you have concerns about it and the way that it is raised on the fish farms and things like that, which I totally understand. So you could very easily replace this recipe for any other type of fish. You could, you know, any other type of white fish. Basically, it needs to be a fish that you can just cook in a pan, and then you're going to just break it all apart, shred it apart, and mix it with the ingredients to make the actual cakes. So that's up to you, but I am using tilapia. All right, so now we've got that. So I'm going to do the remoulade first. So the next thing I'm going to want is another teaspoon of Cajun seasoning. So again, if you don't like heat, Joan from Joan's Pointed Plate, she doesn't like heat. I think she doesn't like green onions. It's amazing how much you learn about people from watching them. So I'm going to add the 1 teaspoon of the Cajun seasoning. All right, then we're going to add, it says a 1/2 ounce of Dijon mustard. So I'm going to get my scale out. All right. And then the recipe calls for 0.63 of an ounce of relish. So we're just going to use 6/10. I don't know where they're getting that from. Actually, I'm doing 0.65. That's closer. We'll round it up. All right, then we are going to just mix that together. And I will tell you, this remoulade sauce is really good. Love this. But again, it would be good without the Cajun. So if you don't like heat, just leave that Cajun out of this recipe. So by the time if you're following along and you are prepping this, you're not going to have much to do at all the night that you cook. So in this one, this is going to be the mixture to make the actual cakes. So I'm going to be mixing this with the cooked tilapia and then forming it into cakes and putting them on the pan the night we cook them. And then the remoulade is just the sauce that's going to go over the top. So that's all you're going to have left to do. It's going to be super easy. So to the mayonnaise, we have, again, 1/8 of a cup of mayonnaise in this. We're just going to add 1/4 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs. And some salt and pepper. All right, and then we're going to just mix that up. So this is just going to be the mixture to go with the fish. So you don't really have to mix it all the way, because you're going to be just adding it to the fish anyways. So then we have that. We have our sauce to go over top of it. So I'm going to just put these in the bag. And then I have my tilapia fillets, which this is about 12 ounces of tilapia fillets. So I'm just going to put those in the bag. And that's all I'm going to do with this one because, like I said, I'm just doing Brussels sprouts that go in the microwave. And I may top those with some cheese. And then I'm just going to do a side salad. So this is going to be about probably 7, the way I'm doing it with the salad and everything and the Brussels sprouts, it's going to be about 7 points per serving for this one. Again, that 12 ounces of fish is for 2. We'll each have 6 ounces. So that is it for that one. So our dinners are done already. So now I'm going to check on the broccoli and I'm going to go ahead and get our lunch bowls together. All right, guys, so I am going to get my chicken fajitas done. I wasn't thinking, I have not cooked these chicken fajitas yet. Sometimes I'll cook them and freeze them, but for this one I didn't. So I need to go ahead and get those in the oven. I should have had them in there with the broccoli, but that's okay. And again, with chicken fajita bowls, you really don't need to add broccoli. I'm just adding it as a side, but I'm actually going to be doing this with corn and black beans. So I'm just spraying a casserole dish and plopping all my chicken fajita stuff in there. And I'm just going to bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then I will split it out amongst the 4 dishes. And the other thing I'm using with it is a can of corn and a can of black beans. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to just cutting up my fruit. I have some blueberries and grapes that I'm going to be putting in. Actually, some of the blueberries I'm going to use for the overnight oats. And then I have a cantaloupe that I'm going to go ahead and cut up, and I will get our bowls for our fruit together while the chicken fajitas are cooking. So I have our fruit bowls all done, and now I'm going to go ahead and add or finish the snacks, which you don't need to see me measuring out my pretzels and everything. And I have a visitor. Well, you know I got to show them the baby, right? So my son just got here with my grandson, so hang on. So this is my son, and this is my little grandson, Logan. Logan, smile. Smile for everybody. Hi, baby. Hi. Say hi. You're not going to talk or smile? Oh, he's going to burp. All right, so I'll have to finish up in a little bit. I got some visiting to do. Who's that? Are you going to smile for them? Are you going to smile? Nana going to get you. Nana going to get you. So you guys, as I'm playing with my grandson, I realized I painted my nails this morning. I don't know if you can see from there. But I only did one hand. So this hand's done and this hand's not. I never went back to do it. Logan! Hey, I'm right here! Oh, he's worried about the dogs. So this kid is not even 6 months old yet, and look at him. Logan! You're half asleep! Alright, so I had a nice visit with my grandson. I have both my nails done. I don't know how I did that. So I got the fruit back out. So I went ahead and did a few things off camera because I thought that I thought I was filming and I wasn't when I was doing the lunches. So basically the lunches are, I mean, you saw I had the chicken fajita mix. So I have the chicken fajita mix. I don't know if you can see that. Chicken fajita mix. I have just, I mixed a can of corn and black beans together, and I split it amongst 4 containers. So I have the chicken fajita stuff, I have the corn and black beans, and then I have broccoli on the side. So that's all that's in the 4 of those. And then I'll just mix them together. And we might put like avocado or sour cream, something like that to mix on top of them. It's basically kind of just like a chicken fajita or burrito or something like that. The other lunches that we're having are just going to be sandwiches. So we use the turkey meat for sandwiches, so I'm going to have to pick up some more. But sometimes for the sandwiches, I'm going to do the sandwiches later in the week, so I don't want to make those already Sunday to Thursday. That's just kind of, they'll end up being soggy. So I got our fruit bowls together, and the other thing, oh, and I put my snack bags together with my pretzels and my cheese. These are 4 points each. I just weigh out a portion of pretzels. My husband's sticking his tongue out at me in the window. Sorry, y'all. Oh, goodness. All right, so I got my snack bags together. The other thing I did off camera, again, this is just stuff you guys don't need to watch me doing. Weighed out my cereal. I have a portion of 501 cereal in each bag. That is 2 points, and a half a cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. So I have a half a cup there. That's for my cereal, and I usually put some fruit in that. So that's for two mornings. 2 mornings I'm gonna have overnight oats, and then 1 morning I'm just gonna do probably a yogurt and fruit. So I did go ahead and make 3 of the overnight oats, and the final one I figured I would go ahead and show you how I do that one. So it's just 1/3 cup of oats, and I just use the quick oats. I think you could use either one, doesn't matter. And then I'm making 4, so I split 1 small thing of Fage yogurt into each of the 4 containers. So there's a quarter of it in each one. Then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I use 1 Splenda sweetener. You can use the sweetener of your choice. And then 2 tablespoons of PB2. And half a cup of milk, or in this case I'm using the unsweetened almond milk. And about a half a tablespoon of chia seeds. I'm actually using the chia flax and hemp this week. Then just give it a good mix. And then I usually add strawberry, bananas, and blueberries, but I don't have strawberries and bananas, so I'm going to do blueberries and grapes. And that is it. And then just put them in the fridge overnight, and you can just eat them cold the next day. So I'm going to get this all put away, and I think that is it. We'll see where we're at. Alright, so prep for today is done. This was a quick and easy one, not nearly as big as what I usually do. So I have my snacks here, my 4-point pretzels with the Laughing Cow cheese, 4 points for the bag. I have yogurt that we usually have this either for snack or for breakfast. I always keep some Premier protein just in case we don't get a meal in for some reason, or maybe we just want it for a snack or in our coffee. So I always keep those. I have our fruit bowls that has melon, grapes, and blueberries. I have my cereal, 2 points for my cereal and 0 for my unsweetened vanilla almond milk, half a cup of that. Anything over half a cup is 1 point. I have our Jellos that we have for snacks during the week. Those are 2 points each. I have my 5-point overnight oats. I don't think I said how many points they were when I did them. 5 points for those. I have our chicken fajita lunches. And finally, our dinners, our Cajun fish cakes and the air fryer bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. And then the other dinners I'm not going to prep because they're just super easy to throw together, like our eggs. Breakfast we're having one day and BLT's the other, and Friday I don't know what we're going to have. So that is it for today. Our prep is done. This was actually a super easy one. And please, if you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that this is the type of video you like. I'm still trying to kind of get an idea of and get a feel for what people are wanting to see. So put in the comments the things that you like to see. And especially on my prep, now I try and really condense it, but let me know if you would rather me show more of my prep, or you know, you don't want to see so much, or what type of videos you want to see. I would love your comments on that, so that I really kind of can get an idea of that. I know somebody suggested that I do a day of what I eat in a day. So I'm definitely working on that. I just haven't gotten to the point where I do it. Every time I think of it, my day is already half over, and I say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And so I just have to remember to do it when I get up in the morning and make my coffee. So I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. I am Christy, and I am planning us healthy.